Hello and welcome back to Understanding Crypto. My name is Herve, and every other day here I try to bring you cryptocurrency in the easiest way possible on the internet. I provide you with things like predictive analysis, research, and tutorials to help guide you through this treacherous marketplace. So if that's the type of content you find interesting, be sure to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and perhaps share the video with somebody you know. That way you don't get to miss out on value-packed content like this one, and you get to help some other person find this video. Alright, I do have reasons to believe that Ethereum may have found its bottom. So if we go here to ETH BTC, I have a chart here on the weekly time frame. If we are looking for the bottom of anything, we have to look at the weekly time frame. If we are looking at the top, that's the macro bottom or the macro top. We have to be looking at the weekly time frame. It's the biggest time frame that we can use actually in cryptocurrency because, well, it's just the most reliable time frame for longer term forecasts and outlook. So here on the weekly time frame, I have reasons to believe that Ethereum may have bottomed here at the 2.618 and at the 1.618. Now, to make this video short, because in every one of my video I come and I explain how I get these levels, and it just makes them very long. Yeah, so if you want to know how I get these levels, I will leave a video after this one. If you're watching this from X, then I will leave the video in the comments or something. Now, we have to understand that when I say it has bottomed, I'm not saying it cannot go lower, yeah? I'm just saying that the analysis only allows us to see this level as the bottom, yeah? So it doesn't mean it cannot go lower. This is just the lowest we can see. Yeah, the analysis only allows us to see this low right here. And so from here, ETH may be on the way to the 0.786 right here. 0.786 will give us about 71% increase. That's to the BTC. And we also have some zones right here, which will be around 229% increase and a possible move up to about, this will be from the low right there, that will be about 370%, just about 370%. So that's about it for Ethereum BTC. From here on out, we should be expecting something that looks much more like so. Now, the obvious question is, what would this mean for ETH USDT? And why are we even looking at ETH BTC? Well, you have to know that before we have an alt season, altcoins must have bottomed on their BTC trading pair, which means that the capital in BTC will be flowing into altcoins. So altcoins become more dominant on their BTC trading pair. So this right here is showing me that ETH will overperform BTC in the next coming weeks or perhaps months. Surely up to months actually. So let's now look at ETH USDT to see what this could actually mean for Ethereum. Now, I know this is where a lot of you actually get excited about this because this ETH BTC thing may be confusing to a lot of people, but I know that some people would like to, understand the full context of every video. All right, so I actually did give you this level right here over on Telegram. I will leave it on the screen. I gave you on Telegram and on X as well. And I told you that ETH should have bottomed here. Ideally, Ethereum should have bottomed here. Why did I say that? Well, we had 3 consecutive drops, yeah? And by the principle of the markets always moving in threes, we had the first drop right here, second drop, and then we had the third drop. So A, B, C, D, E. And we had the violent E right here. After this E, we went into a period of consolidation, which is this one right here. If we put this in the line chart, you'd see something that looks much more like an inverted head and shoulders. And let me pull that up for a minute and so you can see it. So we have something that looks like an inverted head and shoulders right here. This is the first left shoulder. This is the head right here. This is just the neckline, and then this is the right shoulder. And I usually tell you that after an inverted head and shoulders or a head and shoulders, you should expect some sort of move back into the right shoulder. This was that move right here where we then went back to the upside. Now, going back to the upside, this should mean that we go as high as the the 1.618. Ideally, it should go as high as the 1.618. That would actually mean that Ethereum goes as high as $3,000. Let's put that back in the candlestick. So if it were to come back to the downside, the lowest level that you'd actually expect right here, let's go to the 2-hourly chart. 2-hourly chart would suggest that the lowest level you'd actually expect, which should be like the lowest, absolute low, would be around here. That's somewhere around 2,400 to 2,500. That is where we had this double bottom scenario right here, where we now have the third wave going up. I hope you don't misunderstand this thing when I zoom in and zoom out, yeah? I hope we are all understanding this quite easily. So ideally it shouldn't even come back here, but if we were to have some sort of bigger drop, then this should be the lowest point that it comes to. So it should do maybe an 11% drop or say 12% drop right here. That should be the lowest. Perhaps you could have a retracement back to the 0.786. That would give you somewhere around, let's see, that would give you somewhere around, that's 2,600, but again, it's not certain. All we know is as we exit this consolidation right here, or say accumulation right here, after the third move to the downside here, we should be moving up. And the first zone there is the 1.618 at $3,100. Now, note that after the $3,100 zone, you could have a bit of a retracement back down to somewhere around 2,600 before you go up to that's 3,700. However, it could still just continue right up to here actually. So what would I do with such information? What would I do with knowing all of this? Yeah, because there's no need for information if you're not going to use it or apply it. Well, if I was to do anything, I wouldn't be shorting. Why? Because we have more room to the upside than to the downside. Simple stuff. Secondly, if I was to trade, I will not be going long at market here, even though it could just go straight up. Don't get me wrong. I would actually be waiting, or I would put a limit long order somewhere around here in hopes that it could come back as low as this level right here. That way I can take the wave back to the upside. It's uncertain if that could actually happen. Perhaps it just ends somewhere around here. But if you missed when I spoke about it on Telegram, it was still somewhere at this was the 1.618 if I remember correctly. When I spoke about it, that was the 1.618. Yes, 1.618 right here. I gave you when it was somewhere around here. So if you missed out on this, then all you could do is to wait for some sort of retracement and then you can go long. Now to the upside, what's the maximum we can see as we extrapolate from our ETH BTC chart? Well, we can just use a very simple strategy. We turn this into the line chart and we take from the all-time high to the all-time low, and that should give us the 2.618. 2.618 would give us, that's $10,000. Now, I have reasons to believe that ETH could go as high as 13, but the 2.618 right here will be some really serious resistance. It could mark the top actually. So we put that in yellow when we put the 1.618 in the regular color right there. That's gray. So the 2.618 right there will be the zone that you'd have to, start exiting the market. If you even go to the past, that should actually be somewhat of the same. So if we take this from here, okay, so you see the 2.618 right there also basically serving as the top actually. So if you put that back in the candlestick chart, and you will see that we went slightly higher than the 2.618, but that was basically the top. So this was the topping out zone right here, and it was the sell zone. And so basically you'd expect something similar here. Note that the 4.618 to 4.764 can also be achieved. So that's an extended top. That's what I usually show you in my chart, so extended top. What's the absolute lowest I can see for Ethereum in the event of a bloodbath? Well, it would be this 0.786 right here at 1,600. we don't have any analysis to suggest that we go there, but that's just a level where if there was to be some sort of catastrophic fall, well, that would serve as the support. But we don't have any evidence to suggest that we are going to go there. In fact, we have reasons to believe that we are just going to continue going to the upside and possibly have something that looks like so. I really think the alt season is here. Not that it's like really here, you know, we may have to continue consolidating or slightly going higher for some time, but this really should be it. There's no other thing on the ETH to BTC chart that I can use to suggest that it goes lower. And if ETH BTC is strong, or say if ETH is dominant, is going to be dominant over BTC, then altcoins, especially altcoins under the ETH network, like layer 2 scaling solutions, will also be strong as well. I'm suspecting that this whole move right here is similar to this one right here, where you go to the upside. So we don't know exactly how long this will take, but eventually that's the type of move you'd be looking for. All right, thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one, but until then, stay safe.